Dookie.
Artichokey.
You. Don't chokey me. Welcome to the Panic Button, everyone. I'm Nina.
I'm Jessie.
So, this is all alleged. We won't be able to show the full video, but for our members, we will.
So I don't know exactly what's going on
I'm
yet.
going to be showing a censored version of this story.
You're going to tell us what the story is? Oh my God, woman. Sorry. I'm just trying to add some life. But the whole time I was like, God, what's the video about?
I'm getting to it. Okay, Halloween brawl erupts. Allegedly. Halloween brawl erupts in Manchester's Piccadilly Gardens after a YouTuber films drag individuals. It says
know what YouTuber?
I've never heard of him.
Allegedly.
A violent altercation broke out around 10 p.m. on Halloween in Manchester's Piccadilly Gardens, where local YouTuber Cozy, you ever heard of him? Because I haven't either, filmed two individuals in drag, leading to punches, kicks, and an assault with a crutch that drew crowds. Greater Manchester Police responded to the scene but made no arrests and are reviewing viral video footage to investigate the incident. Eyewitnesses' accounts and social media posts describe conflicting narratives of the confrontation, highlighting tensions in the busy urban area. So what I've seen is some people posting trans versus illegal immigrants. So they're saying alien versus predator. And they're saying things like that. We are watching this.
These are allegedly trans individuals getting attacked by alleged immigrants.
Yes.
Now, this is also Halloween, so this could all be costumes. Not to
Who
be
knows?
I'm not trying to be the little devil on your shoulder or like the little libtard in the room, but a man in a dress on Halloween
They could be playing dress up.
Isn't always a trans individual,
Right.
Or even a drag queen.
Right. Now, I will say this because I'm supposed to. We're watching this video for context. And there's two of them, so videos. So let's watch the first one. Are you ready?
And we don't condone the activities being taken in the videos.
Nope, and don't go looking for the video either.
We don't support violence. We support using your words to move narratives. If you have to film something, that's a different situation. But even then, be respectful of people, guys.
That's Cozy. Whoa.
Jesus.
This is going off.
Whoa. Jesus.
Hopefully you walk away, though. Like, this person's walking away.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not trying to stop the video to, just stop it. But it's one thing to defend yourself. It's a whole other thing to continue hitting someone.
While they're walking away.
While they're trying to clearly walk away. Now, I don't know what started the altercation, because when we started the video, someone was on the ground and they were actively fighting.
Yeah.
So I can't sit here, and I'm not sitting here trying to cause blame. I'm simply saying that even if it's self-defense, at this point, you're not in trouble. You are all just ganging up on this individual. And they have every right to be protected in this scenario. They're not hurting you at this time. I don't know what started it, but at this time, they are not hurting you, and they are clearly trying to leave. They're already bloodied. They're trying to get with their friend and leave.
Yeah.
I don't care what you think of what they do in their personal life or how they even identify. It does not give you the right to put your hands on them if they did not do anything illegal or wrong to you.
And if they're walking away, you should stop.
And if they're walking away, you should stop. And if you really want the cops, the best you can do is hold them for the police, at least in America. I don't know how it works there. But that would be a citizen's arrest until the police get there. And that is the best you can do. And you're still not supposed to beat them. You're supposed to hold them.
Now, before we finish this video, I want to say that I do see some white guy individuals here, but I do see a majority of the people who are being violent is not white.
But this is
maybe the cozy YouTuber guy. I think that was the guy with the long hair, but I'm not entirely sure. He definitely looked like a white fella, but like people are saying that this is illegals versus trans. Now, I'm assuming that these guys are trans, right?
I'm not going to say that they're necessarily. Here's the thing.
I mean, they could be playing dress up. I'm just making assumptions.
Here's the thing is, I don't hear anyone shouting foreign languages. These guys look at least second generation. Mm-hmm. I'm not sitting here saying that there was no illegals in there, but I'm also not sitting here saying that this has anything to do with illegals. There's a bunch of white guys falling around and taking swings. And so this has something to do with, these trans people need to be protected. I mean that, and I feel really bad that they had to go through this. I mean, they might have started it,
well,
but they shouldn't have
we don't
gotten.
know.
They shouldn't have gotten chased. Cops should have been there to stop whatever was happening, and they should arrest whoever started it. But if you're walking away from a fight, that means it's over, and they're not letting this end. And that's when you get to the really, really scary part. You're not just correcting someone; you're literally attempting to take their life. And I'm not saying that lightly. This is very scary.
And I don't know, like it said that it was an altercation with a YouTuber, but I'm seeing a lot of other people involved in this violence and this attack. So I don't know, are they friends with this YouTuber? Are they just random people who don't like men dressed up as women? Because I don't know if they're trans or they're just dressed up like women.
Or are they just angry men who are probably drinking on Halloween night and saw an opportunity to get into a fight and took open swings at someone who they knew they could swing at. And I'm not sitting here trying to say that, oh, well, they're not doing, I'm not saying that. They might have done something wrong. I don't know. But they definitely don't deserve to get chased like this. Unless they, like, stabbed someone. I mean, like, there's very, very few reasons that you chase someone down like this. Unless they assaulted someone, there's no reason to put your hands on someone like that.
Now, I saw Megyn Kelly, she'd posted something about where the Queers for Palestine people. Now, if we were to just, let's say this is illegals versus trans women, which we don't know.
We're hypothesizing.
Yeah.
Okay.
This proves that trans women are not women because women first of all, they would not be able to survive this. And number two, they wouldn't be able to walk away. Number three, they would not be able to throw as many punches as these two individuals got off.
And there'd be more men interacting to stop it from happening.
Right.
And I'm really upset that there still was. And this is not... this is the one thing the liberals have right. A liberal would have stepped in and tried to stop it. Not one person tried to stop that.
Well, would they, though? Because if you're just looking at it, you don't know what's going on. You see someone who looks like a trans individual, and then you see other people who are beating them who are obviously not white people. It's like, where do you like, who do you stop in this situation? Because you're for them, but you're for them.
I think
so
back.
What do you do?
I think back to situations where I've definitely seen liberals pop in and go, "Stop it! You're hurting him," even though they might have deserved it.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that's the one thing liberals have right. You also have Christians at that one Charlie Kirk.
Right, Christians.
Protest.
Yeah, Christians. I saw
the one Christian woman came in and she was like, "Stop it! And like that is the thing is no matter what your beliefs are. It doesn't give you the right to put your hands on someone. Now, if you've performed something illegal, that should be taken into the law's hands, not an individual's hands, because you have repercussions for that. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't mean that you have the right to do this. And I guess that's what I'm really hung up on. I don't care if these people are illegal. If they're illegal, they should get deported for what they've done, honestly. But it doesn't matter to me if they are or not. What they did is disgusting. What they did is despicable. What they did is targeted. And I'm not someone who sits there and says, this is a targeted crime for this, and this. But if you're sitting there and going against individuals who just have different ideas than you, then guess what? It's a targeted hate crime for that thought idea. And yes, it does prove that at least a man has a chance against a group of men. But what it really shows is that thank God it wasn't a trans man.
Yeah.
Like, thank God, because that person would be in the street fighting for life.
No, apparently this area is known for a lot of violence. You don't see any cops around. You don't see anyone stepping in to stop it. You just see them getting attacked by a mob of people, a mob of men, because I don't see any women here.
No, I mean, most of the women would have fled by now.
I certainly would have. Pew! Out of there. But yeah, let's continue the video.
Fucking hell.
Hey, even though you wear that dress, you're still a man, aren't you?
Oh, you heard that?
I couldn't really make it out.
You're wearing that dress, you're still an effing man, aren't you?
We still don't know what started this altercation, but we know at the very least it's continuing. The attack has continued and escalated due to the fact that you hate their opinions and how they live their life. And you know what? Minus the one that got beat the crap out of. I don't know what they looked like before, but the other one looks decent. I'm not trying to say they're amazing or they're a great person, but they look decent. You can tell they're trying. And that's all we ever asked for, is to try. Like...
And to respect
Yeah.
women.
I mean, I don't know if
we
this
don't
person
know
was-
how they feel about any of this.
No, but I can tell you that they don't deserve to be beaten in the street unless they were hurting someone.
and still getting attacked when they're walking away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That, if you hurt someone, you should have the cops there.
I think we all know that the UK isn't great when it comes to the cops. Cops aren't very great in the UK when it comes to stopping violence or anything like that.
But if we allow this to happen, then we allow people to attack people like J.K. Rowling on the street.
They allow people to attack anybody on the street.
It doesn't matter. You could have extremely right-leaning views or extremely left-leaning views, and we're essentially condoning it by letting it happen. We are not condoning it. We are adamantly against stuff like this. If there's something wrong, call the cops. Don't put your hands on people.
The
It's pretty
problem is
simple.
you
I
call the
thought we
cops
learned
and
this
they
in
don't show
kindergarten.
up. Yeah, almost the end of the video here.
I'm sure they would like some cops.
Wow, they're being followed.
Yeah,
So they're being followed and filmed at the same time.
yeah.
Jesus Louises.
Don't even have the right to fix yourself up after, you know? You don't even have the chance to fix yourself up after because these people are following you so closely.
Yeah.
Can't even see if your nose is broken. Because it probably is. Did you see that nose?
Yeah. The video I'm going to have to play for the audience is definitely going to be more like screenshots and stuff. Now, ChatGPT told me that I had to even censor the audio so you don't hear any hits or stuff like that. But I don't know like how the hell, what do I put some
How?
Benny Hill music in the background? I mean, that's kind of like
Distasteful and
absolutely
horrible for the
What hell am I
context of what we're
supposed to
talking about.
It's like I was just gonna have to. I'm gonna have to leave the audio in and just hope for the best as far as not getting demonetized. But I wanted to be able to show as much as possible to show that like there's some crazy stuff going on in the world right now, and this is going viral on X. I saw a lot of people posting about it. Like Megyn Kelly, hope the Queers for Palestine folks are paying attention. But even then, I don't think she has the full context of like what's going on and who
Right.
started it, like who's doing what. Did they start attacking people? Or did the other people start attacking them? It's really,
It's messy.
yeah, it's very
and,
messy.
And it's unfortunate because it doesn't seem like these individuals deserve to be followed the way they were. We don't know what started it. We don't know who started it, but we know at the very least that there are people taking violent means because cops aren't around. And without that, no one will be protected. We won't know who's in the right because the cops were never around to begin with.
But here's the problem that comes along with this is you have like the cops seem like they're more on the side, especially in the UK, on the side of like the left, right? And they're very for
Not to be a prick right
not
now.
white people, and they're very for like inclusivity, trans, LGBTQ, and stuff like that.
Well,
so
if
when you
these
have
are-
these two same groups that they're for fighting with each other, who do you stop and how?
Well, either way, you should be there to evaluate it as the police. You should be there to enforce it somehow, some way.
You should be unbiased.
Exactly.
Yes.
But the thing is, here, I almost side with the left too. Not like for immigration, but for the protection of trans individuals. I don't want anyone going through this. So I'm not trying to, and I don't side with the left like all the way on it. I'm just saying like there should have been someone here to protect these individuals, regardless of their gender identity.
Right. The question is, though, is at the beginning of the video, you see the trans individuals beating up certain individuals. Are they doing that to protect themselves, or was this the beginning of the fight and they started it? Like we don't know. So the internet's just having a field day with it and saying that the side of the left and they're both fighting each other.
And isn't it just sad? If you were just yelling at each other, That'd be fine.
Yeah.
If you were just hearing the yells, oh, you might be wearing a dress, but you're still a man. Like, if you just heard that, it'd be one thing. But you're not seeing that. You're seeing that plus fists swinging.
Yeah.
And that's the actual problem here. You can take people's lives with your hands. And I don't think people are conscious of that. And if they are, they don't seem to care. They almost want to. And that's the really scary thing right now, guys, is people are willing to kill their enemies.
There's a lot of male aggression that was going on there. Lots of it. It doesn't matter who
Almost
started it. It
exclusively.
shouldn't have happened to begin with. So update on that video. There's an update. A street fight in Manchester's Piccadilly Gardens on October 31st began when two men in drag attacked YouTuber Cozy for filming them, escalating into a brief brawl with bystander intervention. Greater Manchester police are investigating the isolated incident amid Halloween crowds with no arrests made. Viral X videos and posts amassing over 580,000 engagements wrongfully portrayed migrants targeting transgender individuals, but eyewitnesses and footage confirm the men in drag initiated the violence in an area known for antisocial behavior.
Antisocial behavior. What does
That's
that
what it
even
said.
mean?
That's what it said. So I'll play it for you.
Whoa, chill.
I mean, yeah, we know the rest of it, right? Well, I mean, maybe not all of it, but still.
Corey.
It's from a different angle.
Get off him. Cosy, leave it, mate, leave it.
I'm gonna stop you doing it. Stop me.
Mate, I didn't know what to do there, mate. Film, stop it.
See?
Jeez, dude.
See? Now that
So now it
kind of
makes sense.
changes things.
Now it makes sense why they were following.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. In that update, I wrote a couple notes down of things I wanted to touch on.
Sure.
So, just real quick, now it makes sense that they were following. And before we break down the video, I want to break down what it said in the description and the update, or whatever you want to say. I know that we discussed the migrants topic because you brought it up, and I know that we continue to say hypothetically because I still don't believe that all that group was a full group of migrants.
Right.
There's no way, in my opinion, that many migrants will just come out like a gang, like what was that, like 30, 40 people?
It was a
easily?
lot of people, yeah.
There's no way that every single individual in that group is an immigrant. Legal, illegal, no way. So that's something I just wanted to say. I know we covered that, so we don't have to touch too much on that again.
All right.
As long as you feel like we've said everything there is to say about that part of the topic.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what antisocial behavior is. I still want to look that up, but I don't have a second to. That makes sense as to why they were being followed. That is what you should have done in that situation, is keep a healthy distance until the cops get to the location you're at.
Right.
However, this is something that was also mentioned in there. They had said there was bystander intervention. And now you can play a hero, but they were literally grabbing poles and smacking them with them. Now there is self-defense, and then there is like antagonizing while you're waiting for police. Yeah, if I was waiting for police, I wouldn't be smacking them with a pole. I might grab something to keep them away from me, but I'm not going to intentionally come up behind them because we saw them intentionally while they were walking, hitting them while they weren't retaliating, right? That is not self-defense. That is aggression. If they're coming back at you, then you can take them with that pole. You can hold the pole.
Yeah.
But unless they're coming right at you, and maybe we should rewatch that again to make sure. But I never saw once in that edited, like when they're following them, I never saw them turn back in that footage. So I understand wanting to protect yourself, but it's a bystander intervention that's almost a problem. The bystanders should be filming and calling the cops, and also tagging along for defense purposes, not for aggression purposes. That's my opinion. I don't think this is right. I'm sorry for defending people so hard that I don't know, but I will continue to take that stance until I see evidence, because you don't know the full story. Now we do. We still don't know what was said between them, but we see that it was them who threw the drink first, and then they started throwing punches, and that's when it started really escalating. And so you just need cops in these places at this point.
So the dudes who were in drag started it, and it started to get physical, and they both started attacking the YouTuber from what I saw.
It was definitely a double team up.
Yeah, and then the guy who was filming tried to pull the YouTuber away from the two guys in drag, and the fight stopped briefly, and then there were some words being said back and forth, and then the guys in drag once again went on the attack. When it could have just ended there, and I think that might have been what antagonized the crowd, because they're seeing these two guys in drag ganging up on one guy, and then it stops, and then they do it again. And I think the people who were watching it were like, okay, this is enough. I'm going to step in and attack them, which I think you shouldn't do, because you just don't know who's crazy and who's got a weapon, and it's just so dangerous for everybody. I think it's just a bad idea. I think it should have stopped. Like, it should have never happened in the first place, but it should have stopped after that initial pull away when they both kind of separated. But then whatever words were said there, it doesn't matter whatever the hell was said there. The guys in drag went back in for round 2, and that's when it got messy for them. And they, I have to say, are in the wrong completely for starting it and continuing
Antagonizing.
to keep it going. Yeah.
Escalating.
But also the people who are, bystanders who are getting involved and, hitting them,
You
they're
saw
not
what
in
I
the
was
right
talking
either.
about. You saw the same thing I was referring to, though, yes.
Yeah.
Right? These people are walking away. And yes, you want the police to address the situation. However, you shouldn't continue to hit them and beat them, especially when they're attempting to walk away. You should say, hey, you got to wait for the cops, but the best you can do is tail them until you can find a cop.
Which is, I think, what they were doing at the end.
Which is
there.
what I think they were doing, and I don't
Yeah.
think that's wrong. I did look up what antisocial behavior is in reference to a society.
Yeah.
And it said that it's essentially like a dangerous neighborhood. So you have graffiti, vandalism, noise disturbances, public drunkenness, or drug use. Think of your inner city. That's what antisocial behavior means. So this is a city that has these issues.
So you wouldn't see a lot of women in that space.
So that's probably why we saw so many men. But also,
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the UK. This is a UK term, and this apparently happened in the UK.
And what it seemed like is that plenty of them were drunk as well, because at the beginning you saw the one dude in drag with a cup in his hand, which I'm assuming was alcohol.
Oh, it
because
looked like
it's
a beer.
Halloween. So
Yeah.
everyone was just a drunken brawl between a group of
Men. I'm
guys.
sorry. It
So
was.
That's it. No ladies in sight.
I stand by everything I said.
Maybe there was one. I don't know.
I stand by everything I said. There's often situations where you don't antagonize people when they start the situation. But the thing about drinking men is that they usually get into fights. That's why
They usually become aggressive.
It's a culture. Bar fights are a thing. It's not the first time you've heard about them. This time it was just outside. It's not uncommon. It sucks. It's sad to see someone get into a fight like that, but don't antagonize people. You need better police to stop defunding the police, because you clearly need them from both sides. For situations like this, there's often times when people just commit crimes because they're mad. It's not targeted always, but in the clip you heard them yelling after this all happened about their opinions about their gender identity and stuff, right? And you have to think, is this now a targeted crime because you gave that opinion? Did you make that side look terrible because you were mad in the moment? You have to think about your actions, guys. Everyone, those individuals in drag need to think about their actions. And people who are grabbing sticks just to beat people need to think about their actions. But it sounds like this is the kind of culture you're stepping into if you want to party in this town.
What it comes down to, really, amongst many, many other things.
The fact of the matter is...
Yes, the fact of the matter
Sorry, I
is-
couldn't help myself. Go ahead.
Is that no matter how much makeup you wear, or how many dresses you put on, or how much you try to look like a woman, the masculinity is always going to show up if you're a guy pretending to be a woman. And that is one privilege that women will never have.
Well, yeah, but I've also seen chicks, like actual chicks, try and fight guys when they're drunk. At the end of the day, drunk
That's
people...
not. That's not.
It's not the same. It's not the same
aggressive
level.
masculinity.
No. It's not the
That's
same
not
level.
toxic masculinity.
My point is, yes, there's toxic masculinity, but those individuals in this video may not have toxic masculinity. What they might have is just a drinking problem and anger issues.
That is toxic masculinity.
And
It's a form of it.
I'm sure they were probably hitting on them or having a conversation with them, and that's how it started. Maybe someone made a comment as they were walking by. I don't know. Either way, that's not how you react.
I'll say this then. A trans woman, a guy in drag will always have some amount of toxic masculinity.
Probably.
But a woman never will because she's not a man.
Maybe.
No, it's called toxic femininity. Vagina.
Can
A woman can't have toxic masculinity. No.
can a person who has a vagina, so a woman,
Yeah.
can that person who identifies as a male, right? They're woman, but can they have toxic masculinity?
Nope.
What about? And I'm sorry because I know this is really off topic. What about the butch lesbians or the super I can't say the word here, but the D word lesbians because they demonetize us whenever I say my own word.
That's still toxic femininity. It's just
But they act like
disguised as toxic masculinity, but it is
But they
not
act like
masculinity. They're not
fuckboys.
just because they look masculine doesn't
no,
mean
no,
they
they
have toxic
act
masculinity.
like
It's completely different.
fuckboys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're still women, and that's.
But aren't they embracing toxic masculinity?
They're pretending to have toxic masculinity, but really it's just toxic femininity.
They're
Topic
just
for a different
toxic.
day.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I know, but you can't tell me it didn't lead down that road. It was a good question. You can't tell me I'm wrong to ask.
You're not wrong to ask.
I think that they embrace toxic masculinity, but with a female body.
Which makes it toxic femininity.
Yeah, but they don't do what toxic women do. They do what toxic men do.
There's all different kinds
If you
of
want us to
toxic
hang on, it's
femininity.
okay. We'll make this short. If you want us to talk about this more, comment below. And if enough of you comment, then we'll do it. But
We'll have an argument about it because we obviously don't agree.
or maybe you can change our opinions. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. Like and subscribe, join our memberships to keep this channel going. Comment below, and we'll see you in the next one. Ta-ta.
Follow you wherever you go. I